Today's episode is brought to you by Forvis Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Despite all the new forms of communication, email, text messages, social media, pre-recorded video and audio, and more chatbots, it's a relief to speak in real time to a real person. The phone is a neglected business tool that can boost sales, insists sales champion Colin Pearce, but only if we actually use it. Colin has 6 rules for inbound telephone calls so that we don't squander opportunities when people give us a call. Be prepared, prompt, personal, positive, precise and polite. A warning, Colin's a very passionate sales trainer, particularly when it comes to the telephone. The first rule, he tells Heather Dawson, is be prepared.
The telephone isn't an interruption to your job, it is your blooming job. So I teach people when the telephone rings near you, it's a sign that we still need you and that you will be paid this week. So feel good about it. And when the phone rings, just before you pick it up, say, goody, goody, and pick it up and answer. Be prepared for the fact that the person on the end of the phone needs your help. Second is prompt. I used to say answer the phone within the first 5 rings, but now if you don't answer it within 3 rings, people will hang up and go somewhere else. The world has become impatient, so you need to pick up the phone. If you do take longer, then you say, good morning, Business Essentials. This is Heather. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. How can I help you? The third thing is personal. So you say, good morning, BE Media Production. This is Colin. And there's no need to say speaking because the average person calling knows that sound coming down the phone is speech. It's a bit silly to say, hello, I'm speaking. Well, I know that. I can see your lips moving and I can hear the sound. So you just say, good morning, Business Essentials Media Production. This is Colin. And this is a kind of the way of going, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You've got through to somebody who really gives a damn. And inevitably you will say, yes, thank you, this is Heather Dawson. I was ringing to speak to Nick if I could. And I say, thank you, Heather. I'll see if I can put you through. The next is to be positive. Say what can be done, not what can't be done. So if I ring and ask for Nick, and although you're not his PA, you're a colleague, you would still say, Nick will be here at 3. Let's make a note of your number and I'll get him to call you back. Most people say, sorry, he's out. Or, he's on Do Not Disturb. He's not taking calls. He's in a meeting. He's on holidays. I had one woman say, he's just gone down the shop to get a dirty big pizza and he's going to come back and eat it all himself. All right. Thanks very much. No, to be positive, say what can be done. So in this case, I ring for Nick and you know Nick's in here recording or something, but Nick's also said, I'll be out at 12. So you can say, Nick will be here at 12. Now, he's already here. But we don't have to say he's busy and stuff. It's nothing to do with the caller. So Nick will be here at 12. Let's make a note of your number and I'll get him to call you back. So we give the number. And then you say the most logical, sensible words. I work closely with Nick. Is there a question I could answer for you? Now I say, yes, will he give me a discount on his $15 million mansion? And does the Rolls Royce come with it? You will then say, well, that's one only Nick can answer, so I ask him to call you.
And he'll definitely call.
Yes, but you didn't say, I don't know that. He never said. It's all saying what can't be done. Say what can be done. Instead of saying, you'd be lucky to get them by Friday, mate, or they're on the ship, stuck on the wharf in Thailand, we wouldn't see those within 6 to 8 weeks. Instead, you say, we've got our eye on that delivery. The shipment is coming in from Thailand and they've assured us it'll be here within 6 to 8 weeks. As soon as it comes in, I'll give you a call. Let's have a note of your number, please. That's very different, isn't it? And to be precise is the 6th one. Classic 2 yes options. I just got into a bit of a war with somebody the other day because they said, we'd like to talk to you on the phone and sell you something. When are you free? That's the sort of stupid question the dentist reception asks you. Now, dentist wants to see you again. When are you free? The answer is never. The dentist reception needs to say, now the doctor wants to see you again in 3 weeks and he's got some openings on Tuesday or Thursday. Which of those is better? Oh, Tuesday. The morning or afternoon? Could I do it in the afternoon about 1? Yes, that'll be fine. Now, she narrowed me down to a point where the doctor was available. So I said to this woman, yes, Monday, please. She wrote back and said, what time? And I said, 11. I knew where this was going. She wrote back and said, well, I'm in a meeting then, but you can talk to us again a bit after that. And I'm thinking, I wrote back and said, why didn't you say I could call you before 10 or between 11:30 and 12? And she wrote back and said, I think that's very rude. Because it wasn't rude in your place to have us go back 5 times backwards and forwards when all she needed to say, Monday's great, morning or afternoon. And if it's morning, between 10 and 12, and if it's afternoon, between 4 and 5. Snap. So be precise. Polite is the other one. Quick illustration. I worked with 2 large tyre retailers, national retailers, and the first question they would ask when I'd mystery shopped them, I did about 6,000 mystery shops, and we gradually got them away from asking the question, would you ring me? And I'll tell you the typical example. You ring me and like to talk some tyres. So I'd say, good morning, Colin's Tyres, Mr. Colin, which was usually the response. You couldn't understand it. And you would say,
I'd like to find out about the prices of your tyres.
And the typical question was, what size you after? Now, Heather, tell me precisely the size of the tyres on your Fiesta. You haven't got a clue, have you?
No.
Most people don't. So we've already got you on the back foot. We've made you feel dumb. And then we'd say, well, it's pretty hard to give you a price if we don't know the size. No, it's not. I taught them to say, and you get the odd one who can still do it, good morning, Colin Pearce's Tyres. This is Colin. You'd ask your question and say, well, thanks for calling. I can help you with that. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Yes. Now, you've never heard this before. You've rung 4 retailers already and they've all sounded like Bill the Bottler, and now you're finding somebody who talks about you, the nicest person in the world, the centre of the universe, the only person you think about from dawn till dusk. And I say, what kind of car will the tyres be going on? You know what car you've got? And then I say, and do you happen to know what brand of tyres you've got on the car? Because we know that brand loyalty is important. And so you would say, they're Dunlops. Have you been happy with your Dunlops? And you'd say, yes. I'd say, why don't we stick with a good thing then? We've got Dunlops for your car for $97 fitted and balanced. Does that suit your budget? You say, yes. Now, how are we going? We've been prepared, prompt, personal, because I said my name, and now $97 is fine. I said, well, let's have a look at your car then. We've got an opening this afternoon or on Friday morning. Which one would suit you better? There we're being precise. And you say, Friday morning would be good. And I say, wonderful. Let's see you now. I better make a note of your name and your number in case we need to call. Now the name comes in at the end of the call. Don't need it at the beginning. And we say, do you know where we are by the fish shop, just on the other side of the roundabout here in Whoop Whoop? And you say, yes. I look forward to seeing you then, Heather. Thanks for calling. Now, that takes about 1 minute and 10 seconds. I have recorded people mumbling and moaning and carrying on ridiculously for up to 6 or 7 minutes. And I say, you just need to do it this way.
That was Colin Pearce. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow at BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Forvis Mazars. To find out more, visit forvismazars.com/au. That's FORVISMAZARS.com/au.